rock and roll.
Let's go.
And we are live here on Big Boy Sports. No finger slips here. I am your host, John Brecco. We got Darren Silver, my co-host, in the building. How you doing, man? You almost ditched me tonight, I heard.
I did.
Let's talk about that.
I was almost about to ditch you guys twice, so I don't know when the time of this being uploaded will be, but you wanted to do it at 6:30 on a Sunday, and I was like, that's when that Lions game comes on. So
I actually moved it back for you. I moved it back to like 9.
But I was like, you know what? I would either been too excited. At that point, I'm gonna be drunk regardless, win or loss. I'm gonna be drunk. So I was like, that's not gonna be. We might do a victory. We might do a victory episode if we win and things are looking cool. We might. I didn't tell you that we might do that, but and then I about ditched you tonight because the Suns are in town playing the Pacers. So I was like, you know what? I got to see them, but I was like, you know what? I was like, nah, we're just gonna cook some chili.
Listen, man. What you got to do is by 9 p.m. the game might be decided. So at that point, you either got to drink to remember, or you got to drink to forget.
No,
I'll bring you one drunk.
It's the Lions, man. It's the Lions, and I'll say this and I can say this because I've been a fan since I was a kid. It's we could be up 21 points. With 7 minutes to go, I'm not excited. Until it's that 20. If it's 21 points with maybe a minute to go, then okay, cool, we're celebrating. But it's the Lions; they can goof up. I know you guys as Eagles fans. I know you guys have dealt with some last minute, goof ups in recent years. So
nah, you just trying to roast somebody on this show. That's all you're trying to do right now. Don't start with me.
Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm disappointed that the Buccaneers ended up beating you guys because I wanted that redemption game because this all stems from Halloween. What was it, 2 years ago? And I was like, yeah, man, we're about to lose. I think we was going to make the bet or something. I don't even know if I even owned up on it, honestly.
You know how much I would love for us to be down 21-0, just for it to be same old for you. I would love that. I would love the poetic justice of that, especially since you're trying to come over here and roast on somebody right now.
I'm not roasting, man. I'm not roasting. Hey, you guys still have a good future. You guys might not be without Jason Kelsey next year, but hey, I think you guys get a different center. I think you guys still be all right. And I said it, but I said it before you ditched me on that other show you were supposed to be on. On Lil's show, bro. You're supposed to be on that. And I
was working, bro.
I defended you guys. I defended you, Eagles, the Eagles and the fans and everybody. I said, you know what? I said that finger was looking grotesque. That thing was bent out of shape. And you can't blame Hurts. Hurts was hurt. And it happens. And I had, like I said, I had him on my fantasy team. He was in a leg brace, and the dude was out there. When they was up 10, when they had 10-1 season standings. Nick, whatever his last name, Sirianni, or however the hell you say his name is, some Italian whatever name. He should have been benched. They should have let him be on the bench, rest a couple games. It's not like they're gonna miss the playoffs. I get it. You want that number 1 seed, but you let the dude rest. You're over there overworking him, and he was like a damn Amazon worker. And by the time he got out there, he wasn't ready for a shift. He was banged up. So,
well,
he said the Amazon worker all day.
He was ready to call off. He was ready for his 5 bathroom breaks, man.
Oh man,
listen, man. I used to work at Amazon. He's giving me PTSD right now.
Hey yo.
So y'all know how it is. You know how it is.
He's gonna make me think I'm gonna wake up and I got my middle finger where my index finger should be.
Got the conveyor belt or something.
Yeah, right. You just gonna go find the pinky with one of the boxes.
Something.
That's a whole new way of saying pinky's up in here.
Yo.
No, but let me not delay this any longer. We got a very, very special guest tonight. The man in charge of the No Cut Sports Podcast, man, myth, legend of a YouTube channel. How you doing, bro? How you been feeling? Everything good with you?
I'm good, man. How about yourself? And I appreciate y'all having me on the show too, man. This is my first, like I was telling you before. My first little interview, man. So I'm ready, man.
First one I went on was Bird's Nest Media. He's a smaller creator, just like me and you are. Okay. And I had a good time talking, just Eagles talk with him, man. It was a really nice thing. And
it was nice.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed myself.
Is your little baby bird in there? John's little baby bird, the bird's there?
You already know.
I don't know. I don't know. Niles got the setup, man.
Hey, listen,
all I got is a window back. All I
I
got is a
just
window back here that's been destroyed by my cat. He's got a
I
whole
just
setup going
I just
with
bought the
jerseys.
banner. I just bought the banner today, but I had all the other stuff over there before, So, but yeah, I just bought the banner
Hey,
today.
man, it's still nicely placed. You're on the
I
side of
appreciate
it,
it.
bro.
Appreciate
The
it.
only thing that's nicely placed about this window are where my cats made dents in it. You see that?
They
Like
trying to
just
see
all up
outside,
the
man. They trying to
window.
see what's going on.
See, man, there used to be like a couple of different, slots that, weren't damaged, but
Right,
after a
right.
while, they just got to all of them.
Yeah, I can see. I can
Now
see.
that window's just sitting there half gone. I'm telling you, these two are so ferocious. They should be on the Detroit Lions.
That's what
Ooh,
I'm saying. I'll give you
ooh,
cheers up to that.
ooh,
Cat's
ooh.
about to destroy some stuff.
Hey, man, one of these cats has got their head tilted to the side. They hit so hard.
Dan Campbell must have told him bite some kneecaps or something.
He's the one. Listen, man, he's the one that'll bite your kneecaps too.
For
Man,
real, for real.
what's funny? You know what's funny is that he said that right when we started Big Boy Sports too, and you ran with that quote. You was over there, man. Dan Campbell's over there biting kneecaps, and I'm like, man, you over there about to bite some cannolis or something, John. You were there biting some
Who,
New York
me?
pizza or something. Yeah, man, you was over there talking about Dan Campbell biting kneecaps. You kept saying it for like 4 months. I'm like, bro, like just chill. Like they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it, bro. They're gonna get it. now,
Man, he
now
wasn't. He wasn't saying that when they were going 0-10-1. He was saying nothing of the sort.
Oh
Hey,
man,
we're ready. We're ready though. We're ready. It's fun. It's fun times.
y'all there, man. Y'all there. So let's see what y'all gonna do, man. Let's see. Let's see. I'm pulling for y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pulling for y'all. So
Listen. Y'all are playing with house money. All right, y'all got more playoff wins this season than y'all have had in the last 60 years.
oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
that's real, and that's the truth too, man. But I mean, Darren, do you think you guys got this one? You think you got into the first Super Bowl?
Man, I hope. I mean, I'm not gonna get too cocky. I'm not. Everybody's over here, Lions, Lions. And the thing that's crazy about it is now I'm looking at all these like sports pages and all these
Mhm.
sports memes, and I'm reading the comments, and you got random people, man, go Lions, go Lions. It's like it's so.
Bandwagon.
And I hate it, and I hate it, and I hate it because like when the Milwaukee Bucks, so I've been a Bucks fan since I was a kid, back in the
Okay.
Michael Redd days, the Sam Cassell
Ooh.
days, the Ersan Ilyasova days. I can start naming a bunch of players that you're like, who the hell's this
Yeah,
guy? I don't even want to
yeah.
name him because he might have tax IRS forms or something he might need to fill out. I don't even want to bring him out of the depths. But they're all
Yeah.
these players. I was a fan of. And then, I've always been a son. I've liked the Suns too, for not always, but the Steve Nash days. I grew up watching, Steve Nash.
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, and,
Okay.
even though I'm a fat kid, I looked at Steve Nash. I'm like, man, if he can do it, I used to have long hair. So I was like, so I'm like, man,
Darren
if
used to
he's out there
pretend
with
like
the
he
long,
could do it.
that's oh yeah, I was Steve Fat. You know what I mean? He's Steve Nash. I'm Steve. I don't know, Steve Heart Attack or
Oh
something. You know
man.
what I mean?
Hey
Like
yo.
it was. I don't know, but I was like over here. I was hype. I'm like, man,
You
Steve
sure?
Nash. And,
You
and
sure
so
as hell weren't Steve Dash.
no, I wasn't Steve Dash, but I was maybe a little dash of salt, a little salt and pepper, but
Especially
uh,
salt.
probably,
I'm a big
but
Salt fan
so
myself. I ain't gonna lie.
it was a
I
surreal feeling.
imagine.
It was a surreal feeling when the Bucks won because I was like, man, I was excited, but at the same time, I was just like, man, like this sucks. Cause I was in Phoenix at the time, and I wanted, I was like, man, I want Phoenix to win, get a parade, because I've never had, a major, win in the city that I've been in. Besides, like when the Colts won the Super Bowl when I was a little kid, and I don't even like the Colts. Like I can't stand the Colts. I've never liked the Colts.
You, you
It's
I
couldn't
ain't
just
gonna lie, super
celebrate
for the
with
Colts too,
anybody.
man.
it's just
Peyton
like
Manning
everything.
days.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Colts, they had good teams. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day,
Oh, for
they've
sure.
always.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just, I was just never a fan. I was a Lions fan. Like I was like, man, I like the Lions. 0-16. Joey Harrington and Dan Orvalski. Which, by the way, if you go 0-16, you should not be able to be an ESPN analyst. I'm just telling you, if you go 0-16,
No, that's
you
exactly where an ESPN analyst
no,
belongs.
no, no, no,
Absolutely.
they.
Probably.
John, I'm gonna tell you this, John, and I'm not even trying to be funny.
Well, he's not.
Me or
Here's
you,
here's the thing.
hold on. TV timeout, John. TV timeout. I'm not even trying to talk shit. I'm not trying to sound unrealistic. I think if me or you was on that Detroit Lions team, they wouldn't have went 0-16. They'd at least won one game. they'd at least won one game. Shit, because we'd at least handed the ball off. You know what I mean? We'd have been a shotgun and we'd have said, hey, catch the ball, run with it, or something. You know what I mean? I'm saying he did stupid,
I'll let him believe that.
He did. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I would have took him to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we would have won more than one game, but we'd at least won one. We would at least won one. If anything, we'd have won the last game of the season because they thought I was a Make-A-Wish kid, so they would have just let us win. Like either way, something would have happened. All I'm saying is, you go 0-16, you have no right to be talking about NFL quarterbacks. And I'm not even trying to go off of a rabbit trail here, but he makes all these opinions about NFL quarterbacks and this and that. It's like any quarterback right now, backup or not, is going to have a better track record than Dan Orlovsky. Because they're not going to go 0-16. There's not going to ever be another 0-16 NFL team in the history of the game. Because they're going to play. There's so much to play for.
I'm actually curious about his NFL record, like wins and losses.
I mean, he got some wins. I think when he played for the, I think he played for the Buccaneers. I think he got some wins there, but it's still, dude's trash. I don't even want to get on it. But what was you talking about? You talking about how I feel about this game? How do I feel? We went way.
To answer the question.
We went with everything.
He took my man back.
All I'm saying.
Yeah, he took me back to all the bad memories.
I had to tell you all the bad memories.
Good times. He still needs a therapy session.
I tell you all about the bad stuff before we get into it. So do I think they got it? I don't know. I hope they do, but I guess it's kind of cool to see bandwagon fans for a franchise that, we was wearing shopping bags on our head for the last, 20 some years. So it's like, it's cool to see people. What's cool about it is when I actually got my jersey, or it was like a jacket, I was 6 years old, but they was in the playoffs in that championship game in like 91. So they was relevant enough for 6 years. It's almost like if they wouldn't have been in that championship game, I would have never got that jacket at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Value City or wherever my mom picked it up when I was a kid, So it's like one of those things. It's like now it's like kids are gonna grow up. Whether the Lions start losing for the next, they could lose for the next 20 years. It's enough hustle and bustle of everything going on that now there's going to be kids growing up now. And I'm not talking 15, 16, 17 years, those kids, but I'm talking about like the 7, 8-year-olds, those kids that watching football, and they're going to see the Lions and they're going to grow up and they're like, I like that team. I like that team. For whatever reason they like it, there's going to be future Lions fans, from this.
Lions Stadium has been pretty lit so far. I was actually looking stuff up because I was trying to see what Dan's record, the guy from ESPN, not Dan Campbell. Which, by the way, he still has under a 500 record in the regular season. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, because of the start Dan Campbell had, he has under a 500 record.
I was like Campbell, dude, was out there playing, man. He was a tight end, played for the Cowboys, played for the Giants. The dude was a boss out there.
But you're looking, and like we talked about the bandwagoning, you're looking at all these people that are coming out being Lions fans. You're talking about Metallica showing love to Detroit Lions, saying, "In Dan we trust." Like you're finding out about all these things.
I'm not even the celebrities. I don't care about the celebrities. F them, man. I don't care about them. I'm talking about like because there's gonna be celebrities that are gonna bandwagon everything. I'm talking about the fans in general. I tell you, I will give Lil Wayne credit because he's
real fans.
Because he's been holding it down for the Packers for year after year. So I'll give him credit. Even the bad seasons, he's still holding it up. So I'm like, I'll give him credit. But some of these guys, I'm just like
the real fan.
But celebrities, I don't care about. But I'm talking about just these random people on these Facebook and Instagram and whatever comments and go Lions, go. It's like, I'm a Bills fan, but I'm going for the Lions. And I've seen people, I'm Vikings fans, but
that's because your team is gone, bro.
I haven't seen a Packers fan. I haven't seen a Bears fan, but I don't care about
the Bills fans are bandwagoning because they got nobody to root for once again. So like what do you expect Bills fans to do? They're right here at home with us.
I've seen the Steelers fans. Steelers fans are cheering for us, though. They're cheering for us, and
they went home because of the Bills. They went home even earlier.
I seen the craziest comment I've seen, and I couldn't tell if it was for clout or not. I couldn't tell if this capping. They probably was, but they said, "I'm a Chiefs fan, but if the Lions win, I'll be okay with it." I wanted to be like,
"Nah, you just stupid."
I'm like, if it's Chiefs versus Ravens, you're gonna be. I mean, if it's Ravens versus Lions, you're gonna be. Yeah, you're gonna cheer for the Lions.
Oh, yo,
But if it's Lions Chiefs, no.
How bad would it be if it was Ravens versus Lions and Justin Tucker came in clutch again?
I'm flipping you off right now, bro.
Nah,
You can't see it, but I'm flipping you off, bro.
See, 67-yarder to clutch the game out. 1 yard more.
Nah.
Justin Tucker out here setting the standard.
Nah, you can keep
that. How awful would it be if it was a 69-yard field goal? There was a Detroit Lion laying on the ground crying, and somebody just teabagged him.
Hey, yo.
It's only funny because it's 69 yards.
Man, chill out with your little Chef Boyardee smile over there.
Listen, man. If there's anybody that's kicking a 69-yard field goal, I'm telling you right now,
he's the man.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. I can see it now. But I mean, I do want to talk a little bit about the Ravens and Chiefs game because I feel like Darren's had his 15 minutes of fame, and so have the Lions historically.
All right, I gotta go to Tinder now. Tinder time.
Tinder time. Okay. Let me ask Niall first. Actually, who you got in the Ravens and Chiefs game? I'm having a hard time betting against Patrick Mahomes, man. I'm having a real hard time.
It's hard, man. You really can't bet against Pat, but I don't really want to bet against him, but I feel like the Ravens have a more complete team. I like the Ravens defense too. I think they could contain Patty for the most part because he likes to do that little waddle out the pocket and start scrambling and things like that. So
look, man, I think the Chiefs look good running the ball. Last
Pacheco, yeah, man,
God.
man. They said he run like one of those zombies or something like that off a Walking Dead or whatever the case may be. So
let me tell you something. I'm looking at a team like the Cowboys right now who are devoid of a bell cow, and I'm thinking, of the way this guy is just running through every single person.
Everything,
when I first, when I first figured out who this guy was, I remember it was the AFC Championship game last year because they had him running all throughout the entire game, and you saw him towards the end limping to the sidelines, and you see him going play after play after play. He's still running over people. I'm like, yo, who is this dude?
You from Jersey?
I'm like,
this from Jersey?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, this dude is looking like a guy running who like somebody else just made a 69-yard field goal on him in the Super Bowl. Like that's how he's running into these dudes, man.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. He's a monster. So
I love watching him run the ball, and I think he's running good at a good time. And I like the Chiefs defense too, man.
Yeah, they just stepped up these last couple of weeks, man. So pretty much after the preseason, I want to say. So yeah.
I'm wondering, what Lamar's gonna do against this defense, and we're gonna see if he steps up. But I feel like if the Chiefs do win, they'll get clutch plays at the right time, and it might be backed by that defense as well.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I can see it, man. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you.
A missed field goal would be nice, but Justin Tucker is no Tyler Bass.
You said, Tyler Bass. Oh boy. Oh yeah. I don't know if he's gonna have a job next year or this coming year.
Yo, what was the funniest thing to me is they were talking about how the coach was saying how much faith he has in him. He's gonna make the kick when we need him the most, and then the kick went sailing wide right. You could see it right away.
Man, listen, it was terrible. And I watched it live too, and it was like I seen how they got the little flags at the top of the poles.
That's what I'm saying, man. They set this
man
up.
Yeah, I seen the wind blowing, and I don't want to disrespect Josh, but I was a Josh Allen fan, and then these last couple of years, man, Josh has just been, I don't know, man. Like when you need him to do what he's supposed to do, he doesn't get the job done, and it just be just irritates me sometimes watching him play. So
That game was just a collective accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You had Stephon Diggs dropping passes.
Yeah,
But
man.
Josh Allen with some wide open receivers,
but
and then you had the field goal all in one drive.
Yeah.
But okay, but the field goal was crazy. So I'll tell you this: I was on an
Mhm.
edible. I was in an edible in Chicago, and I
Wait,
thought,
Darren. Let me ask you something. What was crazier, the 66-yard field goal or the Tyler Bass miss?
the Tyler Bass miss, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's crazier because like I said, I don't, I'm not like somebody that's over here talking about drugs and stuff. I know we talked about it in the past when I lived out in Arizona and everything. I don't really like, yeah, let's do it, but I was on an edible, relaxing, at a hotel in Chicago,
Okay.
and and I just took it, I was couch locked, I was chilling. I'm like, man, this game about to go to overtime. I was like, I know. I know, Patty can, drive him down, but I was like, I just had a feeling it's going to go to overtime. I look down, I'm like, he's kicking the ball, and it goes to commercial break. And I'm like, oh, cool, okay, we're about to watch, see if it's going to be a game-winning drive or whatever. And it's like, no, then Patty's over there doing victory formation. I'm like, what the hell just happened? I'm like, he missed the freaking field goal. I literally, like, they was replaying it, and I'm like, it was the craziest thing ever. I feel for Tyler. I feel for him, getting the death threats and stuff. That's crazy. The good thing
that's not right.
The good thing that came out of it. The good thing
people like that need an edible. Relax, bro.
They need to relax. It's just a game, and if you bet money on the game and you lose money, well, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? You shouldn't trust another man with your money. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
But that's a whole different topic.
That's how Bill's Mafia didn't have enough tables that night.
But the silver lining is they did donate almost like $20,000 for his cat organization. He's a cat guy, like you, Josh. Or John, he like
good man.
I guess think of Josh Allen.
Although I wonder about myself looking at this window.
but what I was gonna say, and I ain't trying to get hate and start the whole drama, but the Bills lost it on themselves, dude. What was it? 4th down, and you got Damar Hamlin trying to do a trick play, running the ball. I was just joking about the let's make a wish thing, but you can't be having this guy try to do the miracle plays. Like that's your guy. He's a defender. If you want to have him in on defense, that's fine. He barely played it all this season. I get it with the circumstances coming from, everything. I get it. I understand, why he wasn't
Damar
playing.
Hamlin was barely playing before that, though.
But what I'm saying is you're putting him in the game because there was a few times I was watching. They said Damar Hamlin batted the ball or did this or that's it's like you're putting him in the game, your most critical game. Not most critical, but the AFC divisional game.
Yeah,
one and done. Do that. I get it. You're at home. But you don't do that. Like you're wanting to lose. You're wanting to lose at that point. You're like, okay, we're gonna let him play. If little Timmy's got Down syndrome and he just wants to play NFL football, you're not gonna put him in and let him run the ball down like it's off of some movie or something. And
I'm gonna start calling Damar Hamlin Little Timmy too.
All I'm saying, man, is cool. It's a great story, whatever. But like I said on the last episode, comeback player of the year, no. Joe Flacco.
I'm okay with it.
No.
Think so?
I don't see it, man. Like I get it. He came back. He did the ultimate comeback.
For sure.
Death so I get it. But I feel like comeback player, it should be based off stats, man. I'm just saying it should be based off stats. And if you don't want to give it to, you don't want to give it to Flacco, there's probably a handful of other guys you could give it to. But I'm just saying, and even with the Browns having, a good season. So I can see why you wouldn't give it to him because they've already been having a good season. He comes in, blah blah blah. But
the argument for Damar Hamlin is fair. I will admit that.
I don't know.
I'm saying your argument is fair.
Okay, I mean,
yeah, your argument is fair.
And if you give it to him, like, it's one of those ones. It's like if you give it to him, like, cool, like you gotta accept that the dude was playing, but it's just like. It just don't sit right with it, though.
This is why.
Now, if he would have broke that 4th and 1, and that motherfucker would have ran the ball, and I know we don't cuss that much on the show. You can bleep it, whatever we need to do. If that dude would have broke through coverage, ran in the end zone, got the game-winning touchdown, or would have gave him the lead, give it to him. Give him the Super Bowl MVP. I don't care. You don't even have to be in the Super Bowl. Just give whatever. Because
I mean. This is my opinion. You talked about Damar Hamlin and you talked about Joe Flacco, right? So the reason why I would go Damar Hamlin over Joe Flacco, and again, your argument over stats, since we're talking about this, is fair. But I look at it as Joe Flacco was lying on his couch and Damar Hamlin was lying in a hospital bed. In all seriousness,
I feel you.
So, or Damar Hamlin was lying on the field. So, just to I just want to give my stance on that, just my opinion. But the real silver lining of the Bills game, what I think, is Jason Kelce knew when to go out on the field shirtless. All right, that was the real silver lining of the game. That Jason Kelce walked out of Bill Stadium, especially because he walked in with a Chiefs hat on. So that's all I'm trying to say.
No, man.
I mean, for real though. I mean, I don't know how those Bills fans were reacting after the fact. The ones that were over by Jason Kelce, since he was going outside there and partying with them. Yo, did you see how small that Bud Light can looked in his fat ass
hand? Oh my gosh! Woo.
I thought that was Andre the Giant drinking beer for a second.
That's a big dude. That's a big dude right there.
Like you ever see the picture of Andre the Giant holding the beer?
Yeah,
yo, bro.
I know. I've seen Andre the Giant's his hands before. I think they put it up against like some woman or something like that, and I was like, "What the hell?" So,
well, of course his hands are gonna look big then. bro, I teach swim lessons. Of course, my hands look big if I got a 6-year-old in the water with me.
Facts.
Like, what you trying to say? Like,
no, not like that.
How you trying to measure this? Andre the Giant going next to this small woman.
She was small, but Andre, listen, man, his hands are like, and I ain't gonna, because I don't want to have the story. I seen a story on Instagram where they was talking about what he would do with his hands to women, but we're gonna keep that for another day.
I mean,
so.
he's better with one finger than some of these men out here getting mad at themselves are.
Hey man, that's what they were saying. I was like, oh, okay, so learn something new every day. So yeah, man.
Hey man, you shake that thing in there. That's just like a homemade vibrator.
Man, come on,
that's real.
Hey yo,
you don't need to worry about no 69-yard field goal then. Everybody could get it. Andre's just got to wave his finger around somebody.
Crazy.
That's real, man.
Man, that's the
we were talking about the Ravens and Chiefs game.
I know we got way off. We got way off topic.
About like 10 minutes. I don't know. We lost them a little bit. We were talking about Lamar and Lil Timmy and those people. So
Lil Timmy, oh man.
I was like, where'd Niall go? I was like, what happened to this man? I can't find him in our own Zoom chat.
No, I'm here, man.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Niall's first ever podcast appearance, and probably our weirdest episode to date.
I mean, honestly, I'm rocking with y'all. I'm sitting here just rolling with you.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we've had some weird moments, man. We've had
absolutely not
shirtless with a sombrero and dogs and cats, and
you did come in here with a sombrero one time.
Drunk one episode.
That was interesting.
We used to have Cocaine Carl on the show.
Cocaine Carl, hey yo, okay.
Oh man, we might have to bring him back.
Darren was coming in here looking like when Shannon Sharp wore his Lakers outfit on Undisputed.
Oh my goodness, with the goat mask and all that.
We had some crazy times, man. Crazy times.
That's what's up. I
gotta get me one of those goat masks. Honestly,
them goat masks, yeah. Amazon, baby, Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get your finger stuck in the conveyor belt and all that. So.
So let me ask Niall this. So you think it's gonna be Ravens and Lions?
Oh man. I honestly do think the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs. I will say that. And I want to make sure with the NFC, I say this right, because Brock Purdy. My thing is this. I like QBs, right? It always starts with the quarterback, right? So
do you think he's a system QB?
Pretty much. And then if you're asking me who has the better chance out of them, I would have to go with Jared Goff and the Lions. That's what I was telling you, man, earlier. Man,
because he's a better quarterback.
Better quarterback. Jared Goff is And if I'm not mistaken, he was in the Super Bowl when he went to the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams go? Yeah. So he has experience and stuff like
That's
that.
right.
I just don't know with Brock Purdy, and then they don't have. If I'm not mistaken, Deebo Samuel's not playing as well. So I don't know how that's going
No,
to work.
he's legit not playing.
No,
Yeah,
he
if I'm
said
not,
no. No,
is he
Debo's
playing?
he got
Oh, is he
cleared
playing?
earlier
Okay, I
today.
just want to make sure. Okay, I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. So okay, well, all right. But even still, I just feel like the moment might be, might be a little bit too big for him because that last game that they had against Green Bay, man, it was like that was.
Listen. He came through though when they needed him to.
He did,
He
and
came through on that last drive.
And I give it to him. I give it to him. But it was some questionable plays, man. Some interceptions that could have been pick sixes. I'm not I don't want to downplay my man's game, but
Let
things be
me
happening.
ask you this: what do you think that Green Bay? How much do you think that Green Bay rain had to do with it?
Probably somewhat. But then I think wasn't his hand messed up or something like that because he was wearing a glove or something like that.
He was
Or was
wiping
it
his
just
hand on his pants like he just came out of a bathroom stall.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Green Bay rain. They was playing in San Francisco, bro.
Oh yeah.
It
San
was raining
Francisco,
somewhere.
I know I had to get you.
Still
I
raining.
had to
Rain
fact
is
check.
rain. Thank you for that. But rain is rain.
Yeah, anywhere it is.
If it's raining, it's raining. If that ball is slipping and you gotta wipe your pants, I mean, that's a bad sign. But I agree. He definitely did not look confident. But again, he came through when they needed him to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man.
With that being said, I definitely think we could be looking at a Chiefs 49ers rematch. And I would love to see how Brock Purdy does, against the Patrick Mahomes when you have that type of quarterback matchup because of the way Brock Purdy's trajectory has been. He went from Mr. Irrelevant to blowing up last year to making it all the way to the NFC Championship game before getting hurt. And I mean, he didn't lose a game until this season with everybody in the lineup when it's been Debo, Christian McCaffrey, and him. The only team that beat them, since that's been the case over the last 2 seasons has been the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I look at that.
What about I guess you said they had the complete team when they played they didn't have the complete team when they played the Browns this past season. So I know they took their loss too, a couple losses earlier in the season, but yeah.
It was who was hurt then? It was Debo, right?
Yeah, I think and McCaffrey a couple
they
of
were
those
both
games.
hurt?
Yeah, I think a couple of them, a couple of those games they were out, and those were the games that he didn't perform well. And then Debo went out in this game, this past game that they had, but I feel like maybe the rain probably played a factor in it too. Plus they were trying to run the ball, I guess, but yeah, man, I think one thing I could say about Brock Purdy though is if you get the pressure on him, which I think the Lions can pretty much do.
That's true.
Yeah, you get the pressure on him, man. I think you can throw. He can throw an interception or two. Like to be honest, so
I think this game genuinely comes down to him and how confident he is. I wonder if he looks at last game and is like, okay, I can come through in the clutch, and goes there and goes into Detroit and balls out.
Right. Yeah.
They're going into San Francisco, so excuse me on that. But
you're right. Yeah,
I don't need to get that wrong twice.
We got less than 2 minutes, but here's my thing. I'm gonna say the X factor is gonna come down to Alex Anzalone. I'm thinking that's gonna be the difference in that game. If he gives up, the play, if he gives up the play, I think I don't know. I think they're gonna eat him. They're gonna eat him up. But if he can contain him, I mean Hutch is gonna do his thing. So depending on how they line up. I mean, I like the Lions. I'm not saying that as I'm a Lions fan. I think if they can get pressure on him, just like last year, the Eagles pressured him, and granted he got hurt, and was backup after backup, but you took him out the game, literally. And the Lions, they'll play aggressive. They'll literally get him out of the game. So
Darren, who do you think? Ravens, Lions?
I'm going Ravens, Lions. That's where I'm going. We're less than a minute, so
we got Ravens, Niners, Chiefs, Lions, and Ravens, Lions. So one of us has got to be Lion. All right, but it's going to come down to Alex Averzoli and I need a cannoli. This has been Big Boy Sports. I'm John Brecco, Darren Silver. No Cut Sports Podcast has been in the building. Thank you guys.
Sir, appreciate y'all.
Subscribe to us. Deuces.